Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun.
Egyptians were the first people known to use sunscreen, mostly for cosmetic reasons, because they considered light skin more beautiful. Native Americans also used a form of sunscreen to protect themselves from the sun. Eventually, ultraviolet rays were discovered by the German scientist Johann Ritter in 1801. Previously, sunburns were believed to be caused by heat from the sun. Later, a pharmacist from Florida named Benjamin Green, who later founded Coppertone, designed a thick red petroleum sunscreen in 1944. The veterinary petroleum was nicknamed Red Vet Pet, and was hot, sticky, stained clothing, and was not particularly effective, although it was used by the Army and Navy personnel in World War II. After this development, Coco Chanel made the population want sun-bronzed skin after falling asleep on a yacht off the coast of France. Many people want to look like they were living her life and craved to be tan. Doctors and the media then began looking for a healthy glow and tanning lotions instead of sunscreen. Sunscreen marketing began turning things around and leading to a fear of sunlight. There's also evidence that the types of sunscreens used in the 1960s, even more than the act of sunbathing itself, made people prone to wrinkles associated with sun damage. The options for sun protection included avoiding sun exposure, seeking shade, wearing sun protective clothing including long sleeve shirts, long pants, UV blocking sunglasses, and hats, and applying sunscreen. Sunscreen was the easiest way to avoid the sun, so it remains the strategy most commonly used by people spending time outdoors.
Why is it important to wear sunscreen?
Dermatologists have agreed that daily use of a sunscreen reduces your risk of skin cancer, basal cell carcinoma, and squamous cell carcinoma. And also, dermatologists agree that 80% of visual aging, fine lines, wrinkles, crow's feet, come from overexposure to the sun.
Why do clients opt for sunscreen rather than wearing protective clothing or a hat?
Just lifestyle. Just some people prefer not to have to wear a lot of clothing. If you're in extreme sports, it's obvious that you can't wear, layers. Hats or even sunglasses, so sunscreen is the best alternative.
What SPF would you recommend for daily sunscreen wearers?
30 is the recommended SPF by most dermatologists. No matter what, whether it be a 30 SPF or a 70 SPF, you have to reapply sunscreen throughout the day, and if it's involves sports, sweating, swimming, you need to reapply every 2 hours, every 2 to 3 hours.
How is the innovation of sunscreen improving?
It's easier to use. They've simplified the product in that it's now combined with moisturizers, foundations, tints, and other ingredients.
What happens when you don't wear sunscreen?
Not wearing sunscreen, sun damage, possible skin cancer, and sun damage being hyperpigmentation, lack of a loss of elasticity, a loss of collagen and elastin, muddled skin, dilated capillaries. All of these things make us look older, and most of us will agree are not attractive.
How does sunscreen impact everyday lives?
On a daily, if you do use your sunscreen on a daily basis, you don't need to worry about your interactions with people outside, whether you're there out in the elements and you have a few minutes where there's no place to hide from the sun. You know you're protected with sunscreen, and you don't have to cut someone off mid-sentence and go find shade. It's okay to, and you don't need to worry about skin cancer or the appearance of your skin.
What happens when you don't wear sunscreen?
Not wearing sunscreen, sun damage, possible skin cancer, and sun damage being hyperpigmentation, lack of a loss of elasticity, a loss of collagen and elastin, muddled skin, dilated capillaries. All of these things make us look older, and most of us will agree are not attractive.
Ultraviolet rays cause sunburn and later lead to sunspots, which leads to hyperpigmented skin and speeds up the effects of aging. Not wearing sunscreen can lead to telangiectasia, or broken blood vessels caused by sun exposure. Unprotected tanning can lead to serious burns with painful blistering, often leading to the need of an anti-inflammatory or pain reliever. Although most sun damage only leads to a short-term sunburn, UVB rays affect the skin's genetic material, which increases the likelihood of skin cancer, while also impairing the cell's ability to repair damage in the future.
You should always choose a sunscreen that blocks both UVA and UVB rays. UVA rays can prematurely age skin, cause wrinkles, and age spots, while UVB rays can burn the skin. Risk of not wearing sunscreen can include multiple things like sunspots, blemishes, freckles, moles, and even skin cancer. You should always use a sunscreen with SPF 30 or higher, and 1 out of 5 Americans will be diagnosed with skin cancer in their lifetime. 1 ounce is the ideal amount of sunscreen to use to cover your entire body. Even on a cloudy day, nearly 80% of the UV rays from the sun can penetrate your skin. And most sunscreen takes at least 20 minutes to be effective. Skin cancer is the most common form of cancer in the US.
There are many new inventions coming in the world of sunscreen in our future. We could soon be using smart clothes made of soft, pliable materials that provide UV protection. Scientists have also discovered that zebrafish and other animals produce a compound called gadusol that protects them from the rays of the sun, which means that they may have landed a way to create ingestible sunscreen, if it works safely in humans, that is. What this possibly holds for the future is built-in sun protection for not only your skin but eyes just by swallowing a tablet. The Guardian in the UK reported that the pill could be available in as soon as 5 years. Wadala developed what is basically a vitamin cocktail in liquid or powder form that he says protects a person from sun damage for 3 to 5 hours, depending on the individual's skin tone and ability to absorb the vitamins. The drink, which comes in an orange peach flavor, can be purchased in a small number of locations in California and Florida, as well as off of Amazon.
And I say it's alright.